Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we are diving deep into a topic that might seem super trendy and modern, but it actually has incredibly deep roots. We're going to be looking at manifestation.
Yes, exactly. And it's so fascinating to trace this concept back through history
Yeah.
and to see how it's really been interwoven
Huh.
into the fabric of so many different cultures and civilizations.
I mean, when you think about manifestation, it's easy to just think, oh, that's like a self-help thing.
Right.
But it goes so much deeper than that.
It does. It goes so much deeper.
So much deeper. So to kind of set the stage for our deep dive today, for someone who's maybe just starting to learn about this, how would you define manifestation?
Well, I think at its core, manifestation is really the belief that your thoughts, your intentions, even your very strong convictions can have a real impact and influence on reality.
Okay.
And so it's not necessarily about, magic, as we
Right.
might picture it, but it's more about tapping into this connection with forces that are larger than ourselves, whether that's nature, the cosmos, divine power, or something else.
So it's not just wishing on a star and then all of a sudden your wish comes true.
Exactly, yeah. It's a little bit more nuanced than that, right? Like
Right.
if I can give you a very tangible example, let's travel back in time
Okay, I'm ready.
to ancient Egypt.
Okay.
Now think about the pharaohs. The pharaohs were seen as these divine intermediaries,
Okay.
right? And their rituals
Wow.
were believed to have a direct impact
Wow.
on the prosperity of their people.
So it wasn't just about like personal gain.
Right.
It was about the well-being of the entire community.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's what's so interesting about, that's what we were talking about, how doubly it was interwoven. It was a collective effort, a shared belief system where their rituals, they were very carefully designed to influence the outcome of events, be it a bountiful harvest or, protection from harm.
So they believed that if they all sort of had this collective intention, that it could actually manifest in their physical reality.
Yes, yes. And it's really fascinating to see how much emphasis they put on this concept of collective manifestation.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder if there are sort of modern day parallels to that.
Oh, absolutely.
Like when people come together for a shared goal or vision.
Yes.
But I'm curious, was it just like the Egyptians who were kind of tapping into this idea?
No, not at all. So, for example, the ancient Greeks,
Okay.
they were all about oracles,
Okay.
right? Like the famous oracle at Delphi.
Yes.
So leaders and individuals, they would consult these oracles for guidance, and they firmly believed that through rituals and offerings, they could actually sway the favor of the gods and, influence their own destiny.
So is this idea of like aligning yourself
Yes.
with the will of the universe, or in their case, with the will of the gods?
Exactly. And it's so interesting to see how,
Right.
there's this common thread. But the approaches were slightly different.
Like across these cultures, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And speaking of different approaches,
Go.
the Romans,
Right.
they were very much in tune with omens.
Omens, okay.
Omens.
I've heard of that.
Yes. So signs in the sky,
Okay.
the flight patterns of birds,
Oh, wow.
these were seen as indicators of events that were to come.
Like you could tell the future by
Yeah, they believed that. Yes.
looking at how the birds were flying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So imagine, a Roman general making a critical military decision
Right.
based on the flight of a bird.
That's incredible
Yeah, it's amazing, right?
that they put that much trust in the
Yes.
signs. Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like this belief in aligning with nature was just so
Deeply ingrained.
deeply ingrained, in their culture.
Yeah, and they believed that by understanding and interpreting these omens, they could position themselves for success, avoid misfortune, all of that.
So we've talked about rituals, oracles, omens. What about the philosophers? Did they have anything to say about all this manifestation stuff?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, manifestation is actually very much embedded in various philosophical traditions.
Okay.
If we look to the East, for instance, Chinese philosophy talks about qi or qi,
Oh,
which is this vital life force that
Right.
connects everything in the universe.
All connected, right.
It's all connected.
Like even back then they had that concept of interconnectedness.
Exactly. And qi wasn't just like some abstract concept. It was believed to be something you could actually cultivate
Okay.
and direct. So, for instance, practices like Tai Chi and Qigong,
Right.
they're all about harmonizing and channeling this energy for well-being, and they even believe it can be used to influence events as well.
Wow, so there was like a practical application to
Absolutely.
this universal life force.
Yes, yes. So, in addition to Chinese philosophy,
Yeah.
in India, you have the concepts of karma and dharma, where your thoughts and actions create ripples in reality,
Mm.
shaping your destiny.
So even back then, the idea was that your thoughts and actions had a real impact,
Yes.
a power to kind of influence the course of your life.
Yes, very much so. It was a big emphasis on taking responsibility
Yeah.
for your intentions and your actions.
Wow, that's a pretty
Yeah.
powerful concept,
It is.
even by today's standards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, this wasn't just limited to Eastern thought.
Oh,
In the West, Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius,
okay.
they believed in this concept called logos.
Go.
Yeah, which is basically like, think of it as a universal reason or order
Okay.
that governs the cosmos.
So how did that tie into manifestation?
So they believed that aligning your intentions and actions with this logos
Okay.
was key to living a harmonious life.
So it's almost like a very philosophical approach
It
to
is
manifestation, right?
very much so, yeah. Bringing your inner world into alignment
Right.
with this, greater universal order.
So it's fascinating to see how all these ancient philosophers across all these different cultures were kind of grappling with these same ideas
Yes.
about intention and its impact on reality.
They were. They were.
That's amazing.
And what's so cool about this is that these insights that they had can actually give us some really valuable perspectives on how we can approach manifestation today in a meaningful way. But it's not just these abstract concepts,
Okay.
We also have some pretty captivating historical figures
Okay.
that really embody this idea.
Like who?
Well, for example, Joan of Arc.
Oh, Joan of Arc. Yeah,
Now there's a figure who really seems to radiate the power of belief,
she does.
doesn't she?
Yeah.
If we think about the siege of Orleans, you have this young woman driven by her visions,
Right.
her unwavering faith, and she managed to rally the French troops and really turn the tide of that battle.
And that was like a major turning point, right?
It was.
In the 100 Years' War, if I'm remembering
It
correctly.
was, yes.
Yeah, wow.
So, it's like her story is really a testament to the power of conviction.
Right.
Right. And it's like her belief had this ripple effect.
Yes.
And it inspired this entire army to achieve what many people thought was impossible.
It's so true.
Joan of Arc's story just so beautifully illustrates how individual belief can have this incredible impact on collective outcomes. And we see that throughout history, where, groups come together,
Right.
sometimes entire nations united under this shared vision and intent.
It's pretty amazing.
It is.
Yeah, I love that example.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've kind of gone through some really interesting historical examples here
Yes.
of manifestation.
Yes.
But now I think it would be interesting to kind of
Shift gears a little.
shift gears a little bit and look at
Yeah.
how manifestation has evolved
Exactly.
as we move closer to the present day.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we were talking about, Tai Chi and Qigong and things like that.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, these days, everybody's talking about vision boards, affirmations.
Right.
There's like apps for goal setting.
There are.
It seems like manifestation has really gone mainstream.
It has. It has.
So I'm curious, like, as we've seen this evolution, do you think the core principles have changed?
That's what I find so fascinating. Despite all these modern interpretations, the core principles have remained remarkably consistent.
Oh, wow.
Whether you're talking about ancient rituals or, a simple vision board, it all boils down to intention, visualization, and belief.
Right.
So it's about really actively engaging with your desires,
Okay.
aligning your thoughts and your actions to actually attract what you want in your life.
So it's not just about, like, passively wishing for things.
No, not at all.
It's about taking those proactive steps
Yes,
to shape your reality.
exactly.
Okay, so I think what's really interesting here is that when you put manifestation into this historical context,
Yeah.
it really shows that it's not just some, like, fleeting self-help fad,
Right,
right?
right.
It's actually a practice that has been woven into the human experience
Yes.
for centuries.
It has.
It's amazing.
And it's taken different forms, absolutely.
Mm.
But it always reflects this deep-seated desire
Yeah.
that we have as human beings
To connect with something larger.
to connect with something larger than ourselves.
Well, and-
Absolutely.
And to shape our destinies. It's like
Yes.
we're all part of this long lineage
Yes.
of seekers
We are.
who are all exploring the power of intention
Yeah.
and how it impacts our lives.
Absolutely.
And I think there's something really powerful about that.
There is.
To know that you're not alone
Yes.
on this journey.
It's very validating.
Yeah.
It can be very validating.
And to know that, people have been doing this
for centuries.
for centuries, right?
Yeah.
So it's not just like some new agey thing.
Exactly.
It's something that's been around for a really long time.
Yes, it's a very ancient wisdom. And I
That's
think that connection can be incredibly powerful
Absolutely.
because it can give you that sense of validation. Like, you're not alone in this.
Right.
But it also, I think understanding these diverse approaches that people have taken throughout history
right.
allows you to kind of find what resonates with you personally.
Right. So there's not like a
There isn't.
one-size-fits-all
Right, not all.
approach to manifestation.
Yeah.
You can really create your own path
You can.
based on what speaks to you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I think that's actually really encouraging for someone who's
I think so too.
maybe new to this.
Yeah.
Because it can feel overwhelming. You feel like, I don't know where to start.
Yeah, so it's like, maybe you connect with the ancient Egyptian emphasis on this collective
Yeah.
manifestation, working towards a shared vision, or maybe you're more drawn to,
Hmm.
the Stoic approach
Right.
of aligning your intentions with that universal reason, the logos that we talked about.
Yeah.
But the beauty of it is you get to explore
Yeah.
and discover what works best for you.
I love that.
But here's a thought-provoking question for you.
Okay. Hit me.
So, we live in a world that's increasingly dominated by technology, right?
Uh-huh.
AI, blockchain, all these advancements.
Yeah.
How do you see those impacting our ability to manifest?
That's a great question. I mean, it feels like we're kind of entering a whole new frontier, right?
Yes, we are.
Because if you think about it, could technology actually enhance our ability to manifest, both individually and collectively?
It's a really interesting question, isn't it?
It is.
Because you can imagine, like, AI analyzing vast amounts of data
Oh, wow.
to kind of pinpoint your deepest desires and personalize manifestation techniques for you.
Wow. Yeah.
Or blockchain creating decentralized networks for collective intention,
Okay.
where people from all around the world can come together and work towards these shared goals with amplified power.
That's mind-blowing.
Right. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So we're kind of like standing at the cusp of this new era
It feels like
of manifestation,
yeah.
where technology has this potential to amplify our intentions and maybe lead to outcomes we can barely even imagine right now.
That's amazing. But it also raises some
questions.
big questions.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like, how will all this technology shape our beliefs and our practices around manifestation?
Right.
Will it empower us as individuals, or could it be used for manipulation?
Right.
And what about the ethical considerations?
Absolutely.
When we start to merge technology with something as potent as human intention?
Very big questions.
That's a lot to unpack.
It is. It is. It's a really fascinating topic.
It is. So it's clear that this conversation
Yes.
about manifestation,
It's not over.
it's not going away anytime soon,
No.
especially as technology continues to evolve at this rapid pace.
Yeah.
So as we kind of wrap up this first part of our deep dive into manifestation,
Yeah.
I want to kind of bring it back to our listener
Yeah.
who's maybe just starting to explore these concepts.
Yes.
What advice would you give them?
I think first and foremost,
Yeah.
approach this with a sense of curiosity.
Okay.
Be open to exploring these concepts without judgment,
Mm-hmm.
without preconceived notions,
Right. Okay.
And most importantly, don't be afraid to experiment.
Yes.
See what resonates with you,
Right.
what feels authentic
Yeah.
to your own beliefs and your own aspirations.
I love that. So curiosity, openness,
Yes.
experimentation.
Experimentation.
Those are great guiding principles for anyone starting out on this path.
I agree.
And, hey, if ancient civilizations could tap into this power with the tools that they had,
yes.
imagine what we can achieve today
We know, right?
with all the knowledge and the resources
Yeah,
that are available to us.
exactly.
It's pretty amazing.
It's pretty exciting.
So as we kind of leave our listener with a final thought
Yes.
to ponder,
Yeah.
what would you say is the most important takeaway from our exploration of manifestation?
Well, I think for me, the most profound takeaway
Yeah.
is that we are not merely passive bystanders in our own lives.
Right.
We have this inherent ability to shape our realities, both
Right.
individually and collectively,
Right.
by harnessing the power of our thoughts, our beliefs, our intentions.
That's powerful stuff.
It is.
Yeah.
And as we enter this era where technology is blurring
Yes.
the lines between the physical and the digital realms,
Right.
I mean, the possibilities for manifestation are
Yeah.
truly limitless.
Limitless. I love that. I
Yeah.
love ending on that note.
Yeah, me too.
So to our listener, keep exploring,
Yes.
keep learning, and keep believing in the power of your own mind
Yes.
to shape your reality.
I love it.
And until next time on The Deep Dive,
Yeah.
keep those intentions high and your curiosity ignited.
I love it.
All right. See you next time.
Bye. And that kind of brings us to this really interesting point in our exploration,
Right.
which is how manifestation has evolved, right?
Mm-hmm.
As we move closer to the present day, we see that this concept
Okay.
takes on these more personalized forms.
Yeah, like we were talking about Tai Chi and Qigong earlier.
Exactly.
But, these days, it's vision boards, it's affirmations, it's those goal-setting apps on your phone.
Right, exactly.
It's definitely gone mainstream, hasn't it?
It really has.
Yeah.
But what I find so fascinating is that
Hmm.
despite all these modern interpretations,
Okay.
the core principles are remarkably consistent.
Really?
Yeah, so whether you're talking about these ancient rituals
Okay.
or a simple vision board that you might create,
Right.
it really boils down to intention,
Uh-huh.
visualization,
Okay.
and belief.
Yeah.
So it's about actively engaging with your desires and aligning your thoughts and actions to actually attract
Okay.
what you want into your life.
So it's not just passively, wishing for things. It's about taking those proactive steps to shape your reality.
Yes, exactly.
I think what's so interesting about putting manifestation into this historical context is that it really shows that it's not just some fleeting self-help fad.
Right.
It's a practice that's been woven into the human experience for centuries.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's taken different forms, but it always seems to come back to this deep-seated desire
Mm-hmm.
to connect with something larger than ourselves
Yes.
and to shape our own destinies.
Exactly.
It's like we're all part of this long lineage
Yes.
of seekers, right?
Yes, we are.
Who are all trying to explore this power of intention
Yeah,
and how it impacts our lives.
absolutely.
And I think there's something really powerful about knowing that you're not alone on this journey.
There is. It can be incredibly validating, I think,
Oh.
to realize that you're not the only one who's ever thought about this.
Right. This isn't just something that I just came up with.
Exactly.
Other people have been doing this
for centuries.
for centuries. Right.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And I think that connection to the past can be really powerful because it gives you that validation. Like, okay, I'm not alone in this.
Right.
But it also, I think, understanding these diverse approaches that people have taken throughout history
Yeah.
allows you to kind of find what resonates with you.
So there's not like a one-size-fits-all approach
It really isn't.
to manifestation.
No, not at all.
You can kind of create your own path
You can create your own path. Exactly.
based on what speaks to you.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think that's really encouraging for someone who's new to all of this
I think so too.
because it can feel kind of overwhelming.
It can at first.
Like, I don't even know where to start.
Right. So it's like, maybe you really connect with the ancient Egyptian emphasis on collective manifestation, working together towards a shared vision. Or maybe you're more drawn to the Stoic approach
Okay.
of aligning your intentions with that universal reason, that logos that we talked about.
Yeah.
So the beauty is you get to explore and discover what works best for your own journey.
I love that.
But here's a question for you.
Okay.
So we live in a world that is increasingly dominated by technology.
They do.
Right?
Yeah.
AI, blockchain, all these advancements.
Yeah.
How do you see those impacting our ability to manifest?
Ooh, that's a great question. It feels like we're entering a whole new frontier
Yeah, we are.
with all of this. Because could technology actually enhance our ability to manifest, both individually and collectively?
That's a really interesting question, isn't it?
It is.
Because you can imagine AI analyzing vast amounts of data
Wow.
to pinpoint your deepest desires
Yeah.
and personalize these manifestation techniques just for you.
That would be amazing.
Right. Or blockchain creating these decentralized networks for collective intention,
Okay.
where groups of people around the world can come together and work towards these shared goals
Wow.
with this amplified power.
That's mind-blowing.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So it's like we're standing on the cusp of this new era
It feels like it.
of manifestation
It does.
where technology has this potential to amplify our intentions
Yeah.
and maybe lead to outcomes we can barely even fathom right now.
That's exciting, but it also kind of raises some big questions.
It does, yeah.
Like, how will these technologies shape our beliefs and practices around manifestation?
Right,
Will they empower us as individuals, or could they be used for manipulation?
right.
And what about the ethical considerations of merging technology with something as potent as human intention?
Those are big questions.
It's a lot to think about.
It is. It is
It really is.
a fascinating topic, though.
It is.
Isn't it?
So I think it's clear that this conversation about manifestation is far from over,
Yeah, it's not going away anytime soon.
especially as technology continues to evolve at this rapid pace.
Exactly.
So as we kind of wrap up this part of our deep dive into manifestation,
Mm-hmm.
I want to bring it back to our listener
Yes.
who might be just beginning to explore all these concepts.
Yes.
What advice would you give them as they're starting out on this path?
It can feel kind of overwhelming at first, right?
Yeah, it's a lot to take in.
You know, with all this history and these different approaches, like,
Yeah.
where do you even begin?
Exactly.
Well, I would say, the most important thing is to just start with curiosity.
All right.
Be open to exploring these concepts
Mm-hmm.
without judgment, without any preconceived notions.
Okay, so just be open.
Just be open to it.
Yeah.
And, most importantly, I would say, don't be afraid to experiment.
That's a good point. Yeah.
See what resonates with you,
Mhm.
what feels authentic to your own beliefs and aspirations.
Yeah, I love that. So curiosity, openness, and experimentation.
Yes.
Those are great guiding principles
I think so.
for anyone starting out on this path.
I agree.
And, it's incredible to think that if these ancient civilizations could tap into this power
Yeah.
with the limited tools that they had, like, imagine what we could achieve today
I know. It's so exciting.
with all the knowledge and the resources that are available to us.
It really is. We're standing on the shoulders of giants,
Yeah, exactly.
We can learn so much from their wisdom
Absolutely.
and use that to guide us on our own, individual journeys of manifestation.
This whole deep dive has been such an eye-opener for me.
Oh, me too.
It's just really made me realize that manifestation is so much more than just like a trendy self-help thing.
Right.
It's something so much deeper,
It really is.
and it's been with us for centuries.
Yeah, it's woven into our history, our philosophy, and even our potential future.
Exactly, and I think as we kind of, step into this future with
Yeah.
all these amazing advancements in technology,
Yeah.
I think the key takeaway is to approach manifestation with awareness, intention, and a sense of responsibility.
Absolutely.
Because if our thoughts and beliefs can truly shape our reality,
Yes.
then it's a power that we need to wield carefully
Yes. Very careful.
and with a deep understanding of its implications.
I completely agree.
So as we leave our listeners with a final thought
Yeah.
to ponder,
What's that going to be?
what would you say is the most important takeaway from our exploration of manifestation across history?
I think for me,
Yeah.
the most profound realization is that we are not just passive bystanders
Mhm.
in our own lives.
Right.
We possess this inherent ability to shape our realities,
Yep.
both individually and collectively.
That.
By harnessing the power of our thoughts, our beliefs, our intentions.
Wow, it's powerful stuff.
It really is. And, as we've been talking about, we're entering this era where technology is blurring the lines between the physical and the digital realms.
Yeah.
So the possibilities for manifestation, I think, are truly limitless.
I love that word, limitless.
Yeah.
I love ending on that note.
Me too. It's very hopeful.
It is. It's very inspiring. So to our listeners, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep believing in the power of your own mind to shape your reality.
Absolutely.
And until next time on the Deep Dives,
Yes.
keep those intentions high and your curiosity ignited.
Yes. Love it.
All right, we'll see you next time.